Okay, so yesterday we have, first of all, we have seen how to change the data type. If we create a data frame, we can change the data type of it. Okay, so there was one parameter while creating the data frame, that was d type. Okay, so we're not able to give the data type for all the columns at once. So we can give or assign or change the data type after creating the data frame, that we did it here in the next example. For the single column or for the multiple columns, we have changed the data type using as data type function. Okay, then there were some other ways to create a data frame that we have seen. So we can create a data frame using a list of tuple, list of list, tuple of list, tuple of tuple. Okay, so using which we have created some data frames. Okay, so you can see it here. And after that, we created the data frame using the dictionary. In the dictionary, we have given this as a key and this list as a value. Okay, and we have created the data frame. Okay, and in the data frame, we have seen the example of a constant value. If we give the constant value, it will be applicable for each and every row. Okay, and after that, so we have seen one example by creating the series, and we have used that series in a to create a dictionary. Sorry, to create a data frame basically. So we use that series as a data, and we have created the dictionary. Okay, so in the dictionary, we have used this series information, series name and series value. And accordingly, it will take the series name. Like if we want to take the series name as a column, we have given this as a column name, and the value we have given the series, entire series as a value. Okay, so location, name, and ID. And by passing this series in the dictionary, we have created the data frame. This is another way to create a data frame. Okay. And then we have seen one more example. We simply had a list. Using this list, we created the zip. So zip will wrap these things, like it will create individual record as per this list. And using that list, okay, so we have created a data frame again. You can see it here. This is how it has wrapped the data. Okay. Yeah, and we have created the data frame again. Then how to add a new column into a data frame. Okay, so here we have, if column name is not exist, then it will add new column, right? New column at the end. Okay, and if column is present, then it will update the column value. Okay, this is what we have seen. If work location is already there, then it will update the value. If it is not there, it will create the column with this value. Okay, this is what we have seen. We have seen this example of a company. So if I pass the different value, it will update this value for each and every column. Okay, then we have seen the example, add the column with some derived value. Okay, means I want to add this column, but with some logic. So we added some logic here. So with some derived logic. Okay, this can be done. We can add the column using, there is something called assign function. Okay, using the assign function as well, we can do the same thing. Okay, so this is, we'll see one example of assign as well. Okay, so this is how we have derived, we have seen the logic of derived. Okay, and this is one more example. Insert function to add the column with some logic in specific location. Okay, in specific location means at the fourth location, index value is fourth. So at fourth location, we have added this column here using this insert function. Okay, data frame dot insert function will help us to insert the column with some derived logic at a specific location. Okay, so after that, we have seen the example of drop the column or columns. Okay, so we have there was a drop function, and then we need to pass the column in, and then there is axis. Axis means what? So axis, when the value is 0, it means drop the rows. If value is 1, value is equal to 1, then it will drop what? Drop the column. Correct? Understood? Okay, and here for axis parameter, we can pass the value as rows as well as columns. Okay, these values we can pass. Correct? And the copy the data frame. Copy, or else you can say it as it's working as like a rename. Okay, we can rename means copy or rename. It's a kind of creating the copy. So it's a different name we are giving. It's kind of a renaming one. Okay, so we can say it's a rename, copy the data frame. So there was 3 ways to copy the data frame. Okay, so when we copy in this way, so it will copy the data frame on the same address. Okay, therefore, if we change anything, if we do the change in one data frame, then another data frame will also get changed. Okay, then this is another way to create a data frame. Okay, it will copy the data frame on different address. Will also create a, it will create, not copy, it will create entire new data frame on a different address. Okay, we can create it using the pd underscore data frame, and we can pass that data frame here. Okay, then what else we have seen? How to draw the multiple columns. How to draw the multiple columns, and you know that in place parameter as well, right? So drop the row, we have seen drop the row. Okay, so here's how to drop the specific row from data frame. Okay, this is we can drop the specific row with the help of with index value. Okay, some index value. Okay, so these things we're about to check. Okay, fine, we'll discuss this. Let's have it here. how to drop the multiple rows based on the index value. Okay, correct. So we can pass the multiple index here and it will drop that rows. Okay. How to rename the column? So rename function is there. Did we discuss that rename function? We discussed, right? Okay, fine. So here, how to rename the data frame column. We rename the data frame column. This is how we can rename the data frame column. Okay. Then drop, and this is how we can drop the this. I think it's the above one example that we have seen. Okay. And even if I have to rename the multiple columns, I can pass the multiple columns by giving the comma here, correct? Yes, sir. So this is what we have discussed. We had two queries actually, that check how to drop the rows based on the range. I was looking for this. Okay. And how to reset the index value. I think this question was asked by Devendra. Okay. So did you get a chance to see this? Did you get anything? Any one of you? No one?
Sir, there is a function called reset underscore index.
Reset underscore index is there. We were checking with the index underscore reset, I think yesterday, I remember. But it was reset underscore index. Yes, that is correct. We can reset it using this one. Create this column. Yeah, let me have it as well. Okay, we can do it using the assign function as well. We can do it using the assign function. Let me just print this one. And we were dropping the rows, right? So let me do this here. And after dropping, we'll check the data. Okay, so there was 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5 was not there, 8 was not there. So if I have to reset this index, then how we can reset it? This is what we were looking for. Correct. So we were checking for the function with index something, right? So there is nothing with the index. It is reset underscore index. Okay. And we need to say in place as well, right? We are doing the changes. So in place is equal to true. And stop printing the data here. We'll printing the data after resetting the value. Let's execute it. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And yeah, based on this, how to check the row based on the range. So how to draw the row based on the range function. It's 3 to 6, 1 to 2, likewise, we were looking for. Have you checked it? Yes or no? Everyone is aware with this, right? Okay. So it will do the job, range function. Okay. So did you get a chance? I think I have given you these things as homework. So did you get a chance to work on this? These two things. How we can insert a new row in the existing data frame. Did anyone check how we can insert the new row in the existing data frame? Yes, no.
Sorry, using log function.
Using log function. Okay. So yes, that we can do. LOC. And what I need to do? At what location I have to insert the data?
Yes, sir.
That location I have to pass, right? So I have to insert the value at the end. So how I can insert it?
So using append, we can add the new rows
When
or
we can
log.
use, okay. Okay, append function, I think they have, they are no longer using the append function. So using log, we can do, but append they are not using. Okay, and so append we can do the concat to add the multiple rows. Union is union, no, using the union, it's kind of a concat function only. Okay, it's a concat function only. So, so if I say this one, what will happen? If I say print location one, what it will do? It will print the last row, right? Correct, as a series. Okay, so if I say it is this one, set, it's printing the index value, that is first index value, correct? This is what the value it's printing. Yes or no?
Yes.
And I have to insert a row at a specific location, at the ninth location, means uh, ninth location, right? So how we can do this? So something like this. If I say data frame size, right? Print this, what it will do? What it's printing?
Give the rows. What it is printing? Sir, give some gap between the prints. 45 it is printing.
45. It's printing 45.
It is giving the product of rows and columns.
Giving the product of rows and columns. Yes, that is correct. And if we say in this case, if we want the product, if it is giving, I want the total number of rows here. So
Can we use length function? Length.
yeah, we can use the length as well there. Is correct. So length of data frame. Okay. So it will print what? It will print 9. So after 8, there is a 9. At 9th location, we have to insert the new row, correct? So what we can do is what it is, copy it, paste it, and here what we can give is p and paste is equal to, we copy this and paste it here, 08 comma single quote, the comma city. Whatever row we want to insert, row we can give here, and it's again a string, give it in the single quote, and after doing the change, we'll see the data, right? Just print the data here. Using the location function, we can insert data. If we want to insert multiple data, we need to concatenate two data frames. Okay, append function was there earlier, but append function is no longer in use in the current version of Python. So in that case, we can use the concat function. So have you tried the concat function? Any one of you? Yes, no? So what we can say is insert the single row into data frame. Okay, we can insert the row single row into a data frame using location function. Okay, and let's suppose we have a multiple rows, employee data maybe 2. I'm taking it as a 2. Let's have 301, 302. Let's have a 2, and I will have 3 records only. Rest I'll simply delete. In delivery, this is what a second data set. Okay, and what we'll do is pandas data frame emp info to something is equal to pd dot data frame. Data is equal to, this is what the data is. Okay, let's print this data frame. Okay, let's print this data frame and let's execute this. This is one data frame. This is another data frame. So we can concatenate it. So there is a function called data frame final ERP is equal to pd dot concat. And I think we can pass these two data frames. This is first data frame concatenate with second data frame. Okay. So, and let's say suppose print this final data frame here. Takes one position around but given two. Okay, it's taking one only. Is it? Okay, it's doing the concatenation, right? And here there should be an option like X is ignore index. Yes, this is what I was talking about. So see here, after doing the merging, it's adding its own index 1 to 9, and then again it's starting with what? 0 to 2, correct? Yes or no?
Yes, sir. Or ignore index.
Ignore index is equal to, it will ignore the index. If we print, it should ignore the index and it will start with what? 10, 11, 12, something. Okay, got it? So there are multiple ways actually. It's not always a single way to do the same thing. There will be always a multiple ways. Okay. So you can explore that as well. Not an issue. So yeah, we can say it as insert the people rows using concat function, apd.concat function. Okay, this is how we can do this. Actually, this is what I was expecting. Something not exactly similar, but something from you. If I giving you something as a homework, you should be doing something on it. Okay. Okay, so this is one way to add the column, right? So this is what the final data frame is. And this is how we can add the data frame column, right? Okay, you can see it here. This column is getting added at the end, that is salary hike. Same thing I can do with the help of assign function. Okay, so assign, and here I have to give the column name that I have to create. Okay, it's already there. So I'm placing it as tool is equal to, and I'll just copy as it is and paste it here. This is what the thing I'm looking for. Okay, so I have to say in place, right? In place is equal to true. And let's execute this. Okay, it's not adding. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, this is what it is doing. let me do one thing. What it's printing, print something else, and then I want to print a data frame. Okay, so let me see the parameters of it. Dot assign. Doing it correctly, right? So what's the issue if I say something? Check this function once. Go to the documentation and let's go for the API reference. Data frame is here and search for assign. Yeah, this is how we can create it, right? This is the only way. Okay. df.assign. Okay. I've used the lambda. It's not needed, right? Okay. Should be. If I do this on this, let's try with this. Column new is equal to, and let's give some value that is 10. Okay, let's execute it, copy it, and paste it here is equal to this one. After this, print of this. Okay, so it's adding the column, right? So I think it should be okay. So we are doing this should be equal to, and then assign these things, copy it, and simply paste it here. Let's try with this. Okay, it's doing right. It should be done with the help of in place, right? So don't we have an in place parameter? No, it's not there, right? So callable in place is not there. Therefore, we need to add, like, we need to give the equal to. You got it or not? And it was not throwing the error because it was the keywords arguments. So it was not throwing an error as well. Okay, so what I wanted to highlight here is we can assign, means we can create a new column with some derived value using this method, as well as we can do it using the assign method as well. Okay, we can create new column with some derived logic using assign function, DataFrame.assign function. So what we need to do is, this is what the new column name, okay, and what you want to assign to this column, any logic that you want to assign. So this is what the logic I want to assign to this particular column, and you know that this is how we can access the column, and we are adding the 20% in that column. So this is how we have added the new column into this data frame. And after that, we have print the final data frame. Okay. Is it clear to everyone? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Does anyone have any doubt in this? Okay, it's simply another method to add the column. That's it. Nothing else. Okay. Okay, fine. I guess we are good with till this point. Then what we'll see is